Howdy, I'm a PDA autistic or pathological demand avoidance autistic and ADHD. Today I'm going to be talking about how I experience emotions. It just got real.
Oh, wow.
Since autism was first described in the medical field, it has been really misunderstood. In fact, most of the information that we have about autism in general in public is wrong. For the most part, it's only those who specialize in autism that actually understand it. For the most part, most doctors really don't have any idea. Their training is completely outdated and the information is flatly wrong. One of the things that they get completely wrong is emotions, because early in the studies of autism, doctors believed that autistic people do not have emotions. Actually, the very opposite is true. We have way too much emotions, and that's why we have meltdowns. Now, as I understand it, this is kind of how people experience emotions. Each color here represents a different emotion, the good emotions and the bad. Now, I just found out recently, I'm 52, I just discovered that evidently neurotypical people do have distinctive different emotions, and say out of context they could, I guess, could wake up and feel amusement or whatever kind of emotion. And as I understand it, neurotypical people experience emotions all day. But note how each one of these has a nice specific color and a nice little label there because it's very distinctive. Now for me, it's quite a bit different. It looks a lot more like this. I have good emotions and I have bad emotions. Now, what those particular emotions are, I can't necessarily tell because they're all gray. I experience good or bad. I don't understand experiencing separate emotions, but this does not mean that I do not have emotions. I actually have way too much emotions, and it can be a huge problem for me. Now, all my life, I determined my emotions by deduction, and I thought everybody did. If my dog died, I'm sad. My kids are born, I'm happy. You know, it was pretty cut and dry. But I don't know what the different feelings are necessarily. And I was happy, so to speak. I mean, I was happy. It was just a very intense good for me. And that's what happy was for me, a very intense good. People's emotions are kind of like this magma here, and they slowly build up until they finally kind of come to the surface and come out. With me, it's always right at the surface there, and I'm always ready to explode. So oftentimes it may appear that we explode for no reason at all, when it's the flight or fight response that is always there. We're always on edge, and most times we can manage it, but sometimes we can't. Sometimes there's that one factor that actually tips us over and causes us to finally explode and have a meltdown. I would say that most of the time my emotions are fairly neutral, and the reason for this is I really don't want to explode and have a meltdown. I've kind of got to keep my emotions in check and under control because they're either on or off. And when they're on full force. I'm at the exploding point, at like the volcano. So I try to mediate that so that I don't feel too much emotion at any given time. Meltdowns aren't fun. We're absolutely, completely aware of other people's emotions, and we do have empathy. We do care. It's just that the way we express it is very, very different. With that, I think I'm going to close this video out. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you're autistic, let me know your experiences with emotions and how this it matches up to your experiences. Let me know if you have any better analogies on how you express your emotions. This is David Page. Screw them. Flopper.